I immediately knew that I was in darkness. I immediately knew that I was in hell. Like, it was nothing godly. This is not what heaven looks like. It is the total opposite of heaven. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Oliver Nekakande, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my beautiful testimony. So I have never done a video like this, but oh my god, there is no way I am not going to share with you what happened to me. I literally got picked out from the depth of darkness where the devil had kept me, and God physically took me out and saved my life. And I'm going to tell you how this happened, because it is something special, and the Lord told me you must share this message. You have to tell the story with the rest of the world. People have to know about, what I have done. And of course it gives me so much love and joy to express what the Lord has done for me. So I'm going to share with you how this story happened. But if you're new here and you haven't subscribed, make sure you do subscribe to my channel, and yeah, feel at home. So let's get into the video. So I'm going to warn you that everything that you're going to see today and the entire video is a little bit long, and I'll try not to make two parts, but if it's too long I'll make it two parts. And yeah, so that I can tell you every single detail of what happened. So I'm not going to waste so much time. I'm going to get into it. So one day, I'm not going to tell you the exact day, but just a few months ago, I got reached out by one of my friends, and she told me, hey, you want to meet up tonight, for dinner? And apparently I was supposed to share a certain project for them, because she wanted to set up a project, and I'm very good at writing proposals and stuff for projects like that. And so I was like, yeah, sure. So I had to meet up with her that night and her boyfriend to discuss the project with the both of them. So apparently the boyfriend was the one who was supposed to sponsor the project, because apparently he's the one who had like a lot of money, right? So I was like, yeah, you know what, it's okay, because they reached out to me. It was about maybe 4 p.m. and they were suggesting that we should meet at around 7 p.m., which was all right, it was perfect, because I had also previously told them that it's okay to meet in the evenings, since they were not available during the day for some reason, which I know now. But so I was like, okay, 7 p.m. sounds good. And they were like, okay, we can dinner together, blah blah blah. I said, yeah, it's okay. And I said okay because, like I said, we were friends, and I had not experienced anything like strange as what happened at this night. So I arrived a little bit late because I was running some errands, and I arrived actually not a little bit late, I was really late. So I was there by 8:15. Yeah, I remember. So I arrived by 8:15, and I apologized. I said, hey guys, I'm so sorry, I'm a little bit late. But since it was not like a formal meeting, I was like, it's okay, it's fine. So I did arrive, and they had prepared fish and I think potatoes in the oven. And so I was like, okay, we're gonna have some dinner, and then I'm gonna share my project. And then they offered to give me a drink, which of course I declined, because I told them, of course they knew that I had quit drinking months ago. I'm not drinking, I quit. So I'm like, guys, I'm not drinking. Just give me something soft, like a soft drink, and I'll, kickstart off with that. So they're like, why don't you drink? You're so boring if you're not drinking. And I'm like, guys, I don't think alcohol should define our relationship. I feel like, alcohol should, if you guys want to drink, I mean, you are free to drink. And if someone doesn't want to drink, if I don't want to drink, if we're friends, I think you should kind of like respect, some boundaries, right? So we did get deep into that. So they offered me a mocktail, and they had cocktails. And so we sat down and started talking. So, catching up, small talk, how have you been, blah, 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 blah. And then I got into because I was late, I got straight into what brought me there, to share that proposal with them. So I did not carry my laptop. I had everything on my phone. So I just, airdropped with everyone. And as I was talking about the project, explaining to them, it was on PowerPoint. I was, they were also scrolling through their phones because I had shared the entire project with them and the 3D models and everything. Anyways, so we finished. I finished explaining. They asked me questions, like how proposals are. So you present it and then they ask you questions. So they did ask me questions, and I answered all of the questions, and they were really, really happy. And the fact that they accepted to do that project, to proceed with that project, made me so happy. And I'm like, yeah, because these are the kind of friends that I would want to deal with. It's people who want to do good for the community, people who do want to do like business together, not just meet and drink and do stupid things. So for me, that was like a very good gesture, for them just saying yes, even without doing any action. But the fact that they love the project, that was a beautiful, beautiful feeling for me. Anyway, so after I finished the presentation, it was approaching 9 p.m. So I told them, aren't we gonna have dinner? Aren't you guys hungry? I saw that you cooked. They said, you know what, we're not really that hungry, but are you hungry? I said, you know what, I'm actually not that hungry because I passed by the mall and I ate actually one of my favorite soup and some shrimp. So I was not really hungry. I had like a late lunch, so I could survive with that until tomorrow. So I was like, I'm not really hungry. It's okay. If you don't want to eat, it's fine. But I thought, since the guys, they're the ones who cook dinner, I thought it would be nice for them to actually enjoy the dinner, because it was a part of, it was cooked anyway. So they said no. I was like, okay. And then they said, of course, we don't have anything to talk about now. The project is done. We're not going to have dinner. So what next? So the guy, the boyfriend, proposed that let's play some games, Monopoly. And or maybe let's actually do some meditation, get to know each other on a deeper level, blah blah blah. So when he said the word meditation, what came to my mind, what comes to my mind usually when someone says meditation, is we are going to talk to God. We are going to talk to God. There is no other kind of meditation that I think of, because like when I meditate, I'm really talking to God. Like I'm opening my heart, my soul, and I'm pouring out to God. So I was like, so we're going to meditate. We're going to talk to God. That's amazing. That's cool. But deep down in my heart, I knew that these guys, we've never talked about God with these people. But then I tried to connect the dots in my head to try to figure out if we've ever talked about God in our conversations. So I came across these people in 2022. Okay, so yeah, now it's 2024. So all the time, I could not connect a single moment when we talked about God. So I was like, but then I remembered outside their house, they had a sculpture of Mary, Mother of Jesus. The Catholics have sculptures, right? I think sculptures, that's the word. So they had that sculpture. And I was like, oh, so in my mind, I was like, oh, I think they are Catholics because I saw that sculpture, right? And I remember I saw it, and I even, did the cross sign, the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And yeah, I remember, but that was like a long time. So I was like, okay, so they are Catholics all this time. Okay, fine. So I said yes to it, but then I was like, why didn't you guys tell me before I left home, so that I can come wearing something like, comfortable, flexible, because I was really wearing like the same skirt that I was wearing the entire day running my errands. It was a shorter skirt. And if we're really going to meditate, I love to be comfortable. Like the way I am right now, I'm wearing like leggings. That's my comfort kind of like clothing, right? So the boyfriend said to the girlfriend that get her something comfortable to wear. So he told me, don't worry, just let it go with her and she will give you something to wear. So we went upstairs and she got me a pair of bikers, like the ones that you use when you're doing yoga or riding a bicycle, like the short bikers. And it was a blue pair. Okay, so I changed. I was comfortable in those. So we came back downstairs and I was ready to start, the meditation. Okay, whatever. We're gonna play games, whatever. So then the guy said, by the way, since you don't drink anymore, I think now you do drink a lot of tea. So I said, yeah, I do drink a lot of tea. I drink tea literally every day. So he said, okay, great. So we have this amazing tea, which is going to make you relax. Like, relax. So the way he said it, I quickly picked up and I'm like, there is no tea that I've ever had that really relaxes someone the way you've explained, like relax. What tea is that? So I was really curious to find out what tea it was. And remember, by the way, I'm curious because in the past I got drunk with these people. In the past, before I quit drinking, that was last year, sometime last year, I think end of last, maybe October, around there. Before October, I think, yeah. So they invited me and we drank so much and I got really, really wasted and I hated myself and everything that happened. So I was curious to know what tea this was. And now that I'm not drinking, I'm now trying to have my clean journey in 2024. I don't want to take anything that, I mean, I don't trust these guys so much, especially the fact that they were absorbing, like taking a lot of alcohol and I can't say drugs, but a lot of alcohol. So he said, it's tea, come on, it's just tea. So I'm like, okay, what is the ingredient of the tea? Is it a green tea? Is it black tea? Is it like what tea? Because I drink a lot of teas, right? He said, it's a mushroom. And then I'm like, what? The mushroom I have just heard of it. And I think I was in New York when people talked about the mushroom. It was a drug. And they said it's a drug that makes you see things, that makes you like hallucinate and all that stuff. But I had actually forgotten the effects of this drug, but I knew that it was a drug, right? I knew it was a drug. So I said, guys, the mushroom I know is a drug. I have never heard of something called mushroom tea. I have never heard of it. I eat mushrooms, I love mushrooms, but I've never heard of mushroom tea. And the mushroom that is powdered or whatever they take, whatever I've heard of is a drug. So I wanted to ask them to make sure that this is not that drug that I've heard of. So they said, ah, come on, you exaggerate so much. This is just a tea. You exaggerate now because you quit drinking. You think we can do any harm to you. You think we can really do something wrong to you, like something bad to you. So I'm like, no, I didn't say that. I don't really even think that. But I'm just being curious because the mushroom I've had before, it's a drug and it makes you do crazy things. So I just want to be sure. So they said, come on, Oliver, you should trust us, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. I'm gonna trust you on two conditions. One condition, I need to read on the ingredients I need to see the package of that tea. And then two, I also wanted for us to drink together. Like all of us to drink that tea. So they said, yeah. So we went to the kitchen and it was literally wrapped in the milk powder tin. It looked like a milk powder tin, and that was written, I think it's like a Russian language, right? So it was not English. I could not understand the language, but I could see that it's a well packaged, item. Looks like it's made in a company and it's legal. It's exported, right? So and then I smell, and it smelled like real mushrooms. That's what I smelled. But oh my God, now that I'm talking about this, I feel like I was so stupid and I was so ignorant and I was so innocent at the same time, which, yes, it's all true, I was. So I'm telling you this story and I'm sharing with you this story so that you do not do the same mistake that I did. That's the reason why I'm making this video. I don't want you guys to do the same mistake that I did and end up regretting. Okay, so I smell the mushroom tea in the tin, and then it smells like mushrooms. So I said, okay, as long as we're all gonna drink, it's okay. But I just want a small scoop. So That is the devil. That is actually not even the first step. I think that is the second step that the devil had taken now in my life, because the first step was for me to actually accept to come that night. That was step number one. The second step now is me accepting to drink that tea, that mushroom tea, which, guys, apparently it was not mushroom tea. Okay, maybe it was mushroom, but it was an evil drink. Let me put it straight, it was an evil drink. You know what they say? When you eat from the table of the devil, that's exactly what I did. That is exactly what I did. I ate from the table of the devil. The wicked people fed me, and I ate it. And I was not, even though my God tried to warn me and ask questions and do this and do that, I still took it. So, first of all, the girlfriend, I'm not going to name them. I'm just going to use girlfriend, boyfriend, okay? Those are the terms I'm going to use just for privacy. And I'm saying privacy because God is handling the issue. It's not in my hands, honestly. But let me not break the story short. Let me continue telling you exactly what happened. So the girlfriend now mixes, I think it was coconut milk, and puts it in 3 different cups and put them in the microwave to warm the milk, and then removes them. I was watching, I was seeing everything. And then remove them, puts the scoops of this mushroom tea, and then serves us. So we go down in the living room. It's a very big living room. And then I sit on my side of the couch, and they sit on their side of the couch. And now the boyfriend starts, kind of like explaining how we should take this tea. Kind of like, what is the word? Like guiding us on how to take the tea. So first of all, I'm like, why do we need guidance on how to take this tea? But let me tell you, when the devil has tempted you, he makes sure that you are tempted. The devil made sure that I was tempted, and I was right in the trap like this. Even though God tried to warn me and show me signs, the devil was like, But the devil is a liar. Anyways, so the guy started telling us, before you take this tea, first of all, you have to be relaxed, and then you have to take it very slow. Don't drink it don't drink it too fast. You have to take it like very slowly, and then you also have to say something like a prayer or whatever. So something that you want to get answers to, or like a prayer or something that is on your mind, and then drink. I'm like, okay, whatever. First of all, in my daily life, when I do meditate, I do not take tea or anything. Like, my meditation is literally me praying, okay? So I can meditate anyway, anytime. I don't need to take a certain tea or certain food or whatever to meditate. But like I said, the devil had me captive. He had captured me, and I was in his trap, and now he was telling me on how to feed on his tea, which was not tea. So guys, so I listened, and I started to drink very, very slow. Okay, so I started to drink, sip, rest, and sip and rest. And then the moment I started to drink, they started asking me, how do you feel? How do you feel? Again, how do you feel? And I'm like, I feel good, I feel okay. And then they kept on asking, and then I'm like, how am I supposed to feel? Because now they are scaring me. They kept asking many, many times, how do you feel? How do you feel now? How do you feel? I'm like, guys, I feel good, I feel okay. So how am I supposed to feel? Apparently for them, the guy, I believe, had finished his portion, and the boyfriend had finished the portion, and now the girlfriend was left with like 1/4, like a little bit, okay? So they were asking me, they were already up from the couch where they were seated, and I was still seated. And so they kept asking how I was feeling and how I was feeling. And I kept telling them, guys, I'm okay. You're starting to scare me. What's going on? At this point now, they had gotten up from their seats and they were all over the house, like the living room. And they were saying, I'm on the moon already. I am on the moon. And then I'm like, what moon? You know? Honestly, like I said, I'm gonna sound so, if someone has been doing this or knew about this, I think to them I would sound really innocent and stupid, which I was, but not anymore. So now at this point, the girlfriend comes to me and touches my cup and checks to see how much content I had consumed already, only to realize that I didn't consume so much. Like I didn't finish my, like my drink. It was like maybe halfway. So, and then she got so mad and she's like, Oliver, you've not been drinking. Come on, drink more, drink more. Why are you not drinking? I'm like, why are you forcing me to drink in the first place? Because in the first place, you're the ones who told me to take it slow, to drink slowly, right? And now you're the ones telling me that I should drink fast. I was confused. But then I was furious at the same time. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to drink this. I don't even know what you guys are giving me. You are asking me so many times. I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to drink it. So the boyfriend now came in and said, no, come on, just take one more sip. It's okay. Take one more sip. It's okay. Take it slow. Because I think for him, he was playing the emotional intelligence card and he wanted me to calm down and eat at the table of the enemy. Okay? So I said, okay, I will take one more sip and that's it. One more sip and that's it. So I took one more sip and that's it. And I put the cup down and I sit. And then they started again asking me, how do you feel? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? In like a few minutes or even seconds of taking that last sip, I started feeling dizzy. But how stupid I was. How stupid I was. Listen, when the devil traps you and like captures you, he kind of like switches off all your common sense. And now that I'm thinking clear, I would not have said something like yes to all of that stuff. But because I was now in captivity and I was so blinded to the truth, I was, what is the word? I was saying yes. Oh yeah, yes to everything. Even though I tried to question some things, I ended up falling for, whatever traps. Anyways, so I told them this time when they asked, I said, guys, you know what? The truth is I am actually not feeling well. I feel like I'm a little bit dizzy. I don't know what's going on. Okay? So I think that's when they were like, yes, it's working. It's good. We got her. Finally. Oh my god. So yeah, they had gotten me. So that was my entry ticket into hell. That was my entry ticket into hell. And the things that I saw after that, oh my god. Guys, let me first pause a bit and tell you this. Before I experienced that, I heard of stories that people sell their souls to the devil. And then I'm like, okay, maybe it's true. But how does it happen? Like, does the devil literally come and sit across you, like on the same table and say, hey, I'm giving you this amount of money. How much is your soul? Well, it's in reality, it's something like that, but he won't come and sit there, but he has some mediums or some ways, some channels that he uses to have that kind of exchange, right? And that exchange, because it's a soul exchange, you're exchanging souls. I mean, not exchanging souls necessarily, but he's literally buying your soul and is promising you whatever empty crap. That happens through a medium. So a medium could be, of course, the devil has a lot of agents. There are a lot of agents around. So be careful, guys. The devil has a lot of agents. And now I can truly tell you that these agents know each other. In the Bible itself, when you read in Revelation 13, you will figure out that the devil's agents have a mark on their forehead or a mark on their right hand. In their right hand they have a mark. So when they see each other, they know each other. And that means, guys, that when you are not signed up to the devil yet, when you haven't sold your soul to the devil yet, they also know you. They know us. Because we don't have any mark. We have light on our heads, right? When you accept Christ, of course, you have light on your head. But when you're in confusion and you haven't accepted Christ, you don't know what's going on, the devil is pulling you this side, God is trying to give you signs, and it's like, so you are in that confusion zone. The devil agents obviously will notice you and will say, this one is our target. This one is our target. Now, that was me. And not to say that I had not given my life to Christ. I had. I actually became born again almost 11 years ago. But I have been on a journey of trying to get to know God and getting through a lot of trials. And honestly speaking, I had never thought about the craze that happens in the spiritual realm. Listen, we know God is there, but when you experience the power of God, it's something else. Now, let's go back to my story. So, I am now dizzy. And now they are like, yes, we got her in. She's all ours. Now we can start doing our business. Guys, the things that I started seeing at that moment are really, really scary. The moment I closed my eyes, they told me to first of all lay on my back and look up on the ceiling. So the moment I closed my eyes, first of all, I could see a lot of crazy creatures, snakes, darkness. I immediately knew that I was in darkness. I immediately knew that I was in hell. Like, it was nothing godly. This is not what heaven looks like. It is the total opposite of heaven. So I saw these things and I started fighting to open my eyes, and immediately I opened my eyes, tears were rolling out of my eyes, and I was like, I'm not even crying, but tears are rolling out of my eyes. I knew that I'm in hell. Now, another thing that happened to me that, of course, when I started to see these things, I thought I should get up and get out of here, but my body was so weak. My body was so weak, I could not even get up to sit up, just to sit. I could not. It was as though someone got in a big hammer and hit all the joints of my body. And every time I tried to sit upright, they were telling me, go back down. And also I could feel in me an immediate urge to throw up. I wanted to throw up immediately. Guys, so I started seeing more and more and more creatures. I started seeing more and more creatures. When I opened my eyes, looking outside the window, I could see now the trees. They look very colorful, very colorful. Now, this is what the devil wanted me to believe. He wanted me to believe that everything I was seeing there was beautiful. Everything that I was seeing was amazing. And these are the words that came out of my mouth, like, wow, wow, everything is beautiful. Now, another strange thing that happened was, I don't know how they say this word, but when someone gets into your mind, it's not hallucination. Hallucination is when you get to see those things, which I did in the first step. But now the second step was like when someone tried to read your mind, like when someone gets into your mind and tries to capture what you're trying to think about or what you're trying to say. Now, the boyfriend did exactly that. So every moment I wanted to say something, he would say, we could say it at the same time. For example, I wanted to get up and go to the bathroom. He would say, no, don't get up. You're okay. Oh, I want to go to the bathroom. So now even the girlfriend could control her, but indirectly she's controlling me because he is in my head. I know it's very crazy. It's very strange, but it happened. And I thank God for giving me this memory to remember these things, because he wanted me to share them with you so that you know that the devil is around here, is around us, he's around you. Like, we are all surrounded. So you have to surrender and you have to give your life to Jesus, because he's the only way. He's the way that is going to take you out of that kind of trap. Now, I was opportuned to experience, that kind of darkness. Now I see it as an opportunity, because it got me closer to God now, and it got me into a realization of the spiritual realm and the fights. I mean, it was just a glimpse of the fights that happen in, there, when, God is trying to get our innocent souls from the hands of the devil. And oh my God, I can't even believe I'm making this video about this stuff, because if you asked me months ago about the things, I had no idea, and I would not even know I would be telling you or making this video in the first place. Anyways, so where did I stop? Yeah, so it was into my mind, and I was out of control, but I was knowing that I was aware of everything that was happening to me. So, time went by, I kept on seeing the same things, scary stuff. Now, deep down in my heart, I knew I was in hell, and I started calling on God deep down in my heart. So, since the devil wanted me to believe that everything was beautiful, and those were the words coming out of my mouth, and these words we are speaking them, remember, at the same time with the boyfriend. Now, for me, there is something, I wanted to express myself as usual. When I express myself out of amazement, I usually say, oh my God. So I tried to say the word, oh my God, because I was seeing a lot of crazy things. But let me tell you guys, the word God in that spiritual realm of darkness, it was not accepted. I was not allowed to say the word God. So I would say, oh my, I could see the guy crushing the word God, and my mouth is fighting to say the word God. I was not allowed to speak the word God in my mouth. Yeah, so he could crush it. And then when he did that, I'm like, guys, I am laying on my back. Everything is happening. It's all in my head, but I could see the actions and everything that is going on. So the guy crushed the word God. And that gave me a sign. I'm like, okay. I mean, of course I had so many signs. I knew everything around me was evil. But this now was like another highlighter. I'm like, okay, this is really, really bad. But deep down in my heart, since God was not welcome in that place, I started calling God deep down in my heart. I say, God, you are the only one who can get me out of here. Okay?